plenty to learn from after looking at the film. You know, in all three phases of the game, we're fortunate to make the plays that we needed to win the football game. Give a credit to our kids for continuing to believe in what they're doing and continue believing in each other. Kept fighting hard, kept playing hard, and finished it up at the end.
What kind of an effect can a victory like that, the way you guys won, kind of dramatically coming from behind, have on confidence?
Well, I think it helps. It helps just the morale of your team, confidence, if you want to use that word. I mean, I don't think they're lacking for confidence, but I think it just is a boost. That you can, that you didn't play well, that you didn't play as well as you needed to play, and you went on the road in the conference, in the league, and you still found a way to win a football game. So I think again that it reemphasizes that if you just keep believing in each other and you keep playing hard, eventually something good will happen.
Coach, along those lines, Saturday was the third game this year where you guys have made a play at the very end to win the game. What do you attribute that to? Is that kind of the same thing you said?
I think it's just because kids keep believing. I really do, and they've bought into that if we just keep playing hard and keep believing in what we're doing, that something's going to happen. Somebody's going to make a play. And the good thing is it's not people. I've been in that situation before where everybody's waiting around for somebody to make a play, and we've had guys step up and make plays. I mean, we've had guys throughout in each of those games that have come up with big plays.
You said after the game that maybe only Mac was the one that played a real good game individually. After looking at film, did anybody else stand out, maybe grade out a little bit higher than you would have thought right after the game?
We had some individual guys on special teams that did some good things, that took care of their jobs. We didn't really, offensively and defensively, we really didn't. We didn't really single anybody out that played their best game. Des Lawrence was the most productive game that he's played, but it wasn't. I mean, there were some missed tackles and there were some other things that happened in the game. So it's hard to say a guy played really well if he didn't play really well. Even though we had some guys that were very productive and did some good things, we didn't do well enough. There was nobody individually that just stood out and played well throughout the entire game.
You see a little progress in the punt return game?
Right. We got a little life. That was good. We were where we were supposed to be on everybody, and we actually got a few opportunities. That the ball. That guy punted the ball pretty well, and then a couple of them he really hung out there. I mean, got him out there pretty good. So but yeah, we were where we were supposed to be. So we showed a little bit of life. Hopefully, we're waking up there.
You missing tackles, your defense is, and now you go to Miami, you're facing Duke Johnson. That could be a problem.
Oh yeah, it could be a problem. I mean, it's been a problem for everybody that's played him. I mean, he's really good. He's really good. He's good Lord willing, he stays healthy. He'll play for a while at the next level. I mean, the guy's got all the tools, and he has in this league for a while. What is he, a junior now? And I mean, he's had big games for a while now. I mean, so we have a lot of respect for him. I mean, and then he's got a big offensive line in front of him that will mash you. They do a great job,
What did you see different in your defense in the second half against Virginia?
Just more energy. We fit our gaps better, especially in the running game. So we were able to stop the run, make them have to throw a little bit more, and just did a better job overall, just with our energy level.
Can you talk about Mac's story from where he was in high school to how he got here? Didn't have to beat out a lot of schools to get him or anything?
Mac would do a much better job of telling you that story than I would. Yeah, I mean, it's a great story. I mean, just for a kid who basically comes in unknown and proves to everybody that he's, not only worthy of a scholarship, but he is, a great teammate. He's a guy that, he wants to contribute on everything. He wants to be on the field all the time. And he's going to give you, it's not like you look at Mac and say, well, he's playing a bunch of reps at receiver now. Well, he's probably not going to do as well on the kickoff team, or he's probably not going to give everything that he has on the punt return team. but that's not the case. I mean, when he's out there playing, he's going hard on every snap, and he's going to give you everything he has. And so it's a great story, you know, and it makes you always wonder who's the next one out there. You know, who's the next kid that maybe have fallen through the cracks and people don't know about, and he's going to, you know, come into your program and prove that he's worthy.
How much of a surprise is it to see what he's been doing this season? I mean, do you have any kind of expectation?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I expected him from what we saw in spring to contribute on the offense, but I mean, he's you know, big play after big play after big play. And I don't know if anybody saw that coming, but himself. You know, I mean, he's, you know, because believe me, Mac doesn't lack for confidence and never has from the day he stepped foot on campus. I mean, he was ready to prove he was as good as anybody or better, and that's what he's done.
He has said that when TJ went down early in camp with the injury and he got a lot more reps with the ones and even the twos, that for him, that was when he started realizing he could really expand his game quickly, and he thought that maybe you guys had a chance to see more in him too, and that's sort of what was the difference.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we got to see a lot more of him, you know. I mean, and so, you know, and some of that, there's a lot of truth to the fact that the more reps you get, the better, you know, the more looks you get, the better you can be. And that's what happened with him. I mean, and so, and then, you know, he makes a play, you know, and you say, okay, well, maybe, you know, that was great, you know, and then all of a sudden he makes another play. And now you're starting to figure out, okay, then you put him in some more opportunities to make those plays, and he continues to make those plays. I mean, and, you know, he just proved he's a player.
Two of your biggest producers on the team are walk-ons, and Matt and Jeff Schopmer. What does that say about your program?
I mean, I think the good things is that, you know, you got guys that come in here and prove. First of all, they have to prove their worth to their teammates. They earn the respect of their teammates. That's always the very first thing. And then they have to, you know, they have to earn the respect of the coaching staff. And when they do that and they prove that they're ready to play and can help this football team, they play. And I think we've got a pretty good you know, record of guys coming in here and contributing to the football team. So, you know, I think it says a lot. I really do. And those guys, you know, those guys that have to come in and prove it from the start, you know, I mean, there's a little bit more pride involved in a guy that came in here and showed everybody before he received anything.
Coach, what have you seen out of the Kaya kid? Obviously a freshman. How have you seen him develop?
Yeah, you know, you just watch his film as he goes. He's more poised every week. You know, he's very calm. You know, you know, I actually watched the TV copy of the Virginia Tech game, and you know, he handled every aspect of it. I mean, just like a junior or senior. I mean, he wasn't rattled by the noise or the hype. I mean, he did a nice job of just handling the game and managing the game and managing the team. And so I think the kid's grown quite a bit in a short period of time.
Have you seen all their games so far? Every game they played?
I've not complete all of them, but I've seen.
Aside from him, how else have they gotten better? Because their last two results are pretty.
Yeah,
impressive
they're
results.
they're getting better in the offensive line. You know, you got Duke Johnson, you got the big kid behind him that comes in, you know, and does a great job. I mean, and they've always had the guys that can fly on the outside, you know, and so I just think I think they've done a good job with the quarterback and bringing him along, you know, and it helps when you've got an offensive line and Duke Johnson that can run the football like that and take some of that pressure off of him so he doesn't have to throw it all the time. You know, defensively, this team, you know, in the 3 years I've been here, just, you know, a lot of these guys were playing 3 years ago, you know, and were playing last year, and now they're playing this year. And you know, I think they've got 6 or 7 seniors starting on the defense. And all the rest of them are all juniors. I think out of the 11 guys, there's 1 sophomore on the defense. And so, I mean, you got some age and experience, and they've been through the battles together, and they're playing really well. I mean, they're playing well on defense.
You used the word playoff on Saturday. Do you use that kind of as motivation for the team that if they win out and they keep winning each week, they're going to be the Coastal Division champions?
Yeah, I mean, we really have been focusing more on just one game, you know, and just again, trying to make sure we're getting better each week, and if we do that, then good things are gonna happen. But they're aware of that. I mean, they know what the situation is and what we have to do. You know, these guys they're intelligent. It's not like I'm gonna be able to hide it from them or anything like that. They know what's going on.
Out of 34 red zone trips, you've scored touchdowns on 26 of them. How big has that red zone efficiency been for your team?
Yeah, you know what, I'll go back to, you know, we went back and really looked at last year's game. I mean, I think we were in the red zone 5 or 6 times and scored 1 touchdown, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it was. But we did a poor job in the red zone last year in this game, and we won the football game. And so that was just you know, in the off season, a point of emphasis. We've got to do a much better job in the red zone. And not that we haven't tried to do that every off season, but this, you know, I think our guys have responded very well. I mean, down in the red zone, we've slowly, quietly, you know, stopped shooting ourselves in the foot. Now, I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but we have, you know, without you asking me about it, we've started doing that a little bit, and that always helps you down there in the red zone.
How much of a concern, though, is sort of the flip side of that is the kicking game, that it's just not been consistent enough when you get down there maybe to connect on some more scoring chances?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, just guys are in a little bit of slump in those situations, and I mean, I've still got confidence in them. Obviously I was going to put him out there and kick the game-winning field goal there at the end and put the game away. So, you know, but yeah, they'll be fine. They'll hit them. They'll hit them.
Is the Coastal pretty much as wide open as you would have thought during the season?
As wide open it was the day we started the league, actually, you know. I mean, when we talked about it, we said it was going to be wide open at the beginning, you know, and it has been. So I think it's probably been what everybody expected.
Can you put your finger on why it's such a, when you look at the standings, it's like everybody is pretty much together? It's not like there's a clear separation.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't spent any time looking at it. I got enough problems and looking at our day-to-day stuff every day where I don't have time to really spend a whole lot of time on other things.
Do you have any theory, though, as to why? I mean, like you said, it's been wide open from the start, and it hasn't really cleared itself up at all.
I can tell you what my problems are and what I need to do to get better, but I can't tell you what everybody else's are.
How much better is your team right now than when you guys left Greenville, and what 1 or 2 areas specifically have you seen the most progress?
Probably, you know, pin it down from there. I would, you know what, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you these last couple of weeks, just really where I think our team has grown a lot is in being a team. You know, and I've talked to them about that. I mean, it didn't matter what was going on in the last 2 weeks, whoever was struggling, whichever unit it was. I hear positive comments from guys on the sideline from the other side of the ball is one side's coming off. You know, hey, don't worry about it, we got you. Whether it's an offensive guy saying it or a defensive guy saying it, or special teams. You know, when we allow a score and the kickoff return team's talking about, all right, let's flip the game right here. Don't worry, let's go, let's do it. You know, I mean, so I think as a team we've gotten better, just chemistry wise. You know, and you know, again, we got a bunch of young kids, you know, and so I think we're just starting to grow up a little bit.
Where did that come from? Because a lot of teams might have gotten themselves into a position where one side may have been pointing the finger at the other side a little bit. How did you avoid that happening?
Well, I mean, we you know, I want to say we don't allow that to happen. I mean, I think you know, that's something that is a team that is stressed year round. I mean, that you know, this thing is a team. There's not one person or one side that's going to get it done. I mean, we're going to have to do it together. I mean, I firmly believe that from the day when I walked in here, that not only if we're going to get to where we want to be, it's going to take everybody involved. It's going to take all of our fans. It's going to take our students. It's going to take, you know, our team. It's going to take everybody. So, you know, I think that's a big deal, really.
Coach, with the release of the Winston report, do you feel that's going to hurt you guys in recruiting, or do you find the schools are using that against you right now? Just your thoughts on what that's going to, how it's going to play out.
Let's see, what was the first day I arrived on campus?
December.
Whatever it was, people have been using a whole lot, you know, so it just gives them more fuel. Yeah, I mean, it's something that you've got to overcome. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, they're going to use it, anything they can use, anything they can find that's negative that they can use, they're going to use. And you're going to have to combat that. You know, you're going to have to make sure that, you know, your incoming guys, the guys you're recruiting, understand the positives about this place and what there is. And there's a lot of them.
How much harder does that make your job?
Oh, yeah, it makes it harder. Doesn't make it any easier, I can assure you. Yeah.
Are you worried about anything additional coming from the NCAA with this, or are you confident?
I'm not worried. I really am not. I mean, I know everybody on the outside is talking about it, but they can. I mean, and nobody out there knows. So, you know, the things that they're telling our guys or the things that they're writing on what should happen, I mean, nobody knows. I mean, so I feel confident. I really do. I feel good about it.
Anybody else? All right, Lance Hager,
All right.
Landon's gonna come